It's 7:11, and this is Joy 99.7 FM. Good evening. How are you doing? Oh my God, it's Wednesday already. Can you imagine? It's so good to be here with you. My name is Animwaa Anim-Addo, and this is Strong and Sassy. We're on until 8 o'clock. So stay tuned in, don't go anywhere. You know how much I love you to be live and interactive. So how about you, slide on over to Facebook. That's if you're not driving. And I would love to interact with you there. It's also nice, because then you can send your commentary in real time, right? And tonight's show is very interactive. So I don't have my usual girls in the studio. We're not making a lot of noise tonight. Mainly because it's election week, and on Saturday we'll be voting. And it's very serious business. Now, a lot of times the peace and the security in a country really affects women's peace of mind. And a stability of a country really affects how women are able to operate and feel safe and move around. And so tonight's show is about elections and women, but it's not our usual conversations. Tonight, I want to know if you're listening to me as a woman. What are you hoping to get from the outcome of our next election? So for you, what is good governance? What does it mean for you to have a political party in power who care about you? What are the things you're concerned about? What are the things you would like to see them do? What are the areas you'd like to see them focus? How do you think that our political parties or our president, our parliament, in which ways can they be better for us as women? A lot of times when we look at our bills and our policies, as much as we use, the whole female empowerment thing as propaganda, sometimes it does not really translate into money in our pockets, basically. I was listening to the news and I found out that 2 out of 10 women in Ghana are unemployed. 2 out of 10. So basically that's 20% of all women in Ghana are unemployed. And if women are fundamentally the ones at home looking after the children and driving the economy and small trade and other stuff, then it's really important that the climate supports us to be the best that we can be. So tonight I'm asking you, if you're listening to us, what does good governance look like to you? And more importantly, what does peace look like to you? Like, we love our wache too much, right? We love our wache, we love our kinky, we love the cocoa, we love the peace of mind that we have in this country. The freedom of movement, the freedom of expression, the freedom to do all the things that we do, create funny TikToks and Instagram and social media. There's a certain freedom that we enjoy in this country, which is driven largely by the fact that we have peace. So I'm asking you tonight, how important is peace to you? And what does good governance look like to you? My name is Animwaa Anim-Addo. This is Strong and Sassy here on your Superstation Live, or Joy 99.7 FM. Our phone lines are open because it's interactive, so we're just open from the get-go. And our phone lines for tonight are a little bit different than the usual. So our WhatsApp line 055-1111-997 is also doubling as our phone line. So 055-11-997, 055-11-11-997. I would love to hear what good governance means to you. And MFA is joining me in the studio. Hi, Ems.
Hello, Animwaa.
You're right.
Yes, you're on the other side of the
console. I know. I haven't been on this side for a very long time since I retired from. But anyway, so MFA, you're like on the front lines. You're seeing everything that's happening and all of that. In the first place, how are you feeling generally about the elections?
Not like the previous one. It's not as tensed as it was previously.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't really feel the tension. I don't know about you, but previously you could cut through it. Many had said that this particular election would be more like a do or die affair, but it does appear that
It's
we've
calmish.
we've been able to bring things under control. It's not such a tensed situation. It's not like a do or die affair like many had described it prior to now. But of course, there are still concerns that we're hoping that with the signing of the Peace Pact and all the talks and all the education, voter education amongst others, we'll be able to deal with the situation and calm it a bit more. But of course, the expectations ahead for Saturday.
I think one of my major concerns is when the results come out. Because, between now and when we're voting, people are excited. But when the results start to trickle in and it's looking like it's going a certain way, are we ready? Do you feel like generally Ghanaians are ready to respect, and the political parties more importantly, are they ready to respect that, this is what Ghanaians have chosen?
The will of the people.
Yeah.
At least because we've covered the previous elections over the period up until now, you get a sense that when the results start trickling in, and because of the transparent nature, reason why we've always called for transparency of the entire process before, during, and after the process. Now they always say that the elections are won at the polling station. So once eyes are wide open, all the processes are so transparent. Once the results start trickling in from the polling station, regional collation centers, constituency collation centers, all the way to the strong room at the national level, you get a sense that this is actually how the people voted.
Okay.
And this is actually reflecting the will of the people. But of course, it's not easy to lose an election.
Yeah.
Knowing everything that has been put in, the high expectations from both the NDC side saying they are about to reset, the NPP saying it is possible.
Yeah.
So we're saying that we're putting it together.
It is possible to reset.
You know that this is where it's supposed to go. So once the results start trickling in, you know that this is how you voted. Reason why it is very important for you to go out there and vote. If it's so important to you that your party wins the elections, you need to really go out there and then exercise that franchise and not stay at home and hoping that Animwaa will cast that vote
which will
for you.
Yeah. Okay. So just before you go, what does it mean to have a president who cares about women?
We make up the largest population in this country, at least from the last statistical service survey. I don't know if we make up the largest voter population, but I know that at least
population numbers wise,
we are the highest. But you tend to have messages. People have called for women manifestos and all. I'm not all for just getting a women's manifesto, but at least that entire manifesto should reflect on what it is that they would do for women, especially knowing that everywhere you go you need women. Parties were formed with women. The base of every political party, you need the women to actually whip up that support for the various political parties. Reason why when you go to rallies, and if the rallies will be seen tomorrow, most people there will be actually women. So I don't see why all the political parties put together their manifestos, their messages, the promises they make, most of them are not geared towards women. So we're hoping that whoever it is, at least we've heard the two main political parties, the two main leaders talk about what it is that they would do for women. Some have talked about the Women Development Bank. We've heard others talk about what exactly it is that they are hoping that they will do for women. It's important that going forward, we have a candidate or a president that actually, not just in words, but actually also indeed cares.
Like how long it took the affirmative action bill,
disappointing
to be passed, and I don't want
agitation.
I don't want to get personal, but I really was expecting a lot more from our current president on that, because
knowing that he had always said that he's all for women and all that. But it took a while, but at least it came. But it didn't have to take that long.
Fight. Yes, and
that fight for it to come. But it definitely did. So we're hoping that we'll have presidents that would actually care and show in their actions that they actually care about women. But in terms of keeping the peace also ahead of this poll, it's very important that no life must be lost because you want your candidate to win.
Exactly.
It's not worth it.
Exactly.
It's not worth it. We need to keep the peace. One life lost will be one too many for this particular election.
Yeah, I
really,
totally agree.
It's not worth it.
Thank you so much, MFI. You stay safe out there as well.
I will.
But I got up, get ready, cause I've had enough. I see it all, I see it now. I got the eye of the tiger, fire, dancing through the fire. Cause I am a champion, and you're gonna hear me.
So, joining us on the phone lines, Amma.
Hi, Animwaa.
Wow. Hi, Amma. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I miss you. I wish you were here.
Wow, I wish I could believe that.
Oh, wow. That was savage. Amma, so how are you feeling about the upcoming elections?
Well, I'm really calm, and that's intentional because I've had to tell myself to remain calm about the elections. I don't want to lean towards anybody, even within my heart. I'm just going to vote for my choice and then hope that my choice wins without actually hoping, because I don't want to be disappointed. That's all. I'm just trying to avoid being heartbroken if my choice doesn't win. So I'm going to vote for them. I hope they win, but I'm not going to keep my heart and mind on it.
Right. Okay. So for you, I mean, apart from, wanting a particular person to win or a particular party to win, what is your desire for women when it comes to policy and, decision making and just really having a president who not just cares about how women are doing in his words or her words, but also in acts and in policies and in, funding and all of that. I think the gender ministry still remains one of the most least funded ministries. So we're looking at this next government and hoping that, that would change, but what are some of the things that you would like to see the next government do?
Well, there are so many things, but for women and children specifically, let's start with the women. I'm looking for government to actually implement the affirmative action bill that has been passed into law. Because once they implement it, then there's more seats at the table for us women. It's one thing passing a law, but I think that one part that we do not excel in as a country is implementing the laws after we've passed them. So I want to be impressed by the government who decides to implement the affirmative action law and give more women a seat at the table. With more women at a seat at the table, then now we know that we'll be properly represented. Our concerns will be attended to by people who really understand what we say we are going through, and then they can act on it.
Yeah.
Now I'm looking at more investment into women's businesses and to give more opportunities to women to enter male-dominated fields. And for whatever field we choose to be in, we should excel there. I want to see a government that would prioritize maternal health so we can reduce the maternal mortality rate. It shouldn't be something we should be talking about in 2024. We need to improve maternal health. And then to also give women adequate time after they have a baby to recover. I haven't had a baby yet, but when I do, I want to be able to know that I have adequate time to recover before I have to go back to the workforce.
Yeah, I get
and once
that.
I'm away, I want to feel that I have a job secured for me or my business is secured. Now, with the maternity leave, I want a government that would give adequate time. Let's talk about at least 6 months. Yeah, because we encourage women to practice 6 months of exclusive breastfeeding for every child that is born. I am somebody that also advocates for that. As part of my work, I have worked the last 5 years on childhood nutrition. I mean, by producing SBCC tools and materials to educate mothers on the importance of nutrition,
Breastfeeding, especially, yeah.
That includes me campaigning that mothers should practice 6 months of exclusive breastfeeding. And for that to be effectively done, mothers need at least 6 months to have more time for their children, to heal their bodies, and to feed their children properly. So I want that, and not just for only people who are employees, but even self-employed, because we have a lot of women. I think about 43 and something percent of women
Yeah.
actively involved in entrepreneurship in Ghana. And we need all these women to feel safe that they can come back to their business. Because when I look at myself, I'm like, wow, when I have a baby now, what would I do? Because
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
business
Yeah. The
relies
driving
heavily
force.
on
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Uh-huh. So what do? I need to know that government has something in place for somebody like me. Because it's one of the reasons why somebody like me is putting away the decision to have a baby now. Yes, and I'm sure there are other women like me. Now we need to have children so that our population can be stabilized and can grow as a country. So they need to provide for us, and look out for children. We need to endeavor to end period poverty, where girls should not be vulnerable because they are
They're on their
experiencing a
periods.
natural
Yes.
and something that is natural to their body, like
Totally.
menstruation. Sanitary
Totally.
pads should not be taxed. It should not be taxed. This is not luxury. We provide condoms freely, but sanitary pads need to be bought. We need to attend to all these things, and I'm sure that when we have more women at the table, they can look out for us. And if they don't, we will hold them responsible.
Yes. Okay. Totally get that. Thank you so much. And before you go, your peace
Mm-hmm.
message.
Oh, please. You see, there's so many things I want to experience in life. A lot of them will be from Ghana here. So I need Ghana to be safe, to be at peace. I haven't married yet. I'm looking forward to getting married,
Wow.
enjoying my honeymoon, having children. I want the world to see me, and most of it is going to be coming out of Ghana. So please, I need Ghana to be safe because I have a lot of dreams yet to be realized. I'm sure there are many others like me too. So
Yes.
let us come together and keep the country safe for our dreams. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's Ama Ablode joining us on the phone lines. And like I said earlier, our phone lines are opened today. It's interactive. I would love to hear from you. 055 Call me or text me or go to our Facebook page and write your comments under, but preferably call me. I would love to hear your voice. I'm alone in the studio today, so it would be really nice. But this is a song that I really like. Take a listen. And Sassy here on your superstation Joy 99.7 FM. And today we're asking, what does good governance mean to you? It's not our usual Strong and Sassy, group discussion, and all of that. But the elections are coming up, and we really want to hear your voice on what it means for you to continue to have peace. Because we know that the people in power, political parties, are listening to us. And so this is your way, this is our way of allowing people in power to be able to hear your voice as well. So joining us on the phone lines, hello.
Hi, Animwaa.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, Aram. All good on your side?
All good. I'm excited, waiting for the weekend.
Oh, okay, I see. So I mean, for you, what are you thinking of, going into this election?
I mean, all week long, maybe like a week or two, every time I have a conversation with people, usually after exchanging like pleasantries, the next question I'm asking is, are you voting? Where are you voting? What constituency are you voting in? Because we get the opportunity to do this every 4 years, right? And I am in a space of letting people know that we get control over these things. You have the opportunity to elect your MP. You have the opportunity to elect the president. And so upon all the conversations we've had all year long, all the arguments, this is the time to make your voice heard. And so for me, that's what this election is all about.
Yeah.
Making your voice heard. If you're as happy with everything that we've experienced the past 4 years or the past 8 years or the past 12 years, this is the time to make the impact. And the only way we make the impact is by voting.
Right. Okay, that's true. So tell me what, going into this election, who you're voting for. And I'm not asking who you're voting for. I mean, like going into who you're voting for, what are you hoping that the next president of Ghana will bring to the table in terms of women's rights and women's advocacy and women's empowerment?
Yeah, I mean, listen to what Amma said, and then the guest we had on the phone before. I mean, these are all salient points from the gender ministry. And for me, I'm quite excited that for the first time in a long time, we have a running mate for one of the political parties that is female. And like Amma rightly said, we need women at the helm of some of these things, because you can't advocate for what you don't understand. And like we rightly mentioned, this affirmative bill has been sitting in Parliament for how long, and that has still not been passed. And it's not just passing it, but we need to see the implementation. And so for me, I want to see a lot more women MPs. I want to feel the action of the vice president if we get to have a female one. But for me, I want to see things change for women, not just in words, but in action. Because when you go to these rally grounds, you see more women. I mean, I've seen lots of women in pushing the agenda for various political parties. Yeah. And so I feel like it's time that they get rewarded when a party comes into power.
Of course, naturally.
And so that we're able to see those impacts, it changing in the various ministries, because we've seen there's more than one evidence of the impact that women make in powerful positions than men sometimes. And so we need to see these things done, not just people promising us words. And like I said, we have the opportunity to make the change. So go to the poll and make the change from the ground to the top.
Right. Okay. Well, thank you for that. Before I let you go, what's your peace message?
Well, listen, Ghana must win. That is what should be at everybody's mind. And this is the only country that we have. We are surrounded by French-speaking countries. So you cannot go to Togo, you can't speak French. You cannot go to Cote d'Ivoire. You understand? And Ghana is the only country that we have. So when you go to the polls this weekend, let Ghana win. Go exercise your civic duty and go home and wait for the result. And no matter the outcome of the result, whether it favors you or not, remember, this is the only country that we have. So let's do everything we can to make sure we keep it safe.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much, Aram, and be safe out there.
You too.
Okay,
All right,
bye. Earlier on, I was telling you that the text lines are open as well. 055 1111997. So let me just read some of your text messages, but you can call me as well. I would love that. So Johnson in Bolgatanga says, good governance basically is a system of administration that puts the necessity of many above the luxury of few. It's sad that Ghana has never been blessed with that kind of system. Having said that, it must be put on record that the incumbent as a regime has failed abysmally and does not deserve to retain power come December 7th. Thank you. Well, thank you, Johnson. I mean, that's the beauty of the country that we live in, that you can express your thoughts freely, you know, and not be judged for it. So thank you for your assessment of the present government. So Pedroa from wow, okay, Pedro texting us from Kumasi Tanoso says, watching you live and clear inside Indianapolis Junction. Keep up the good work. Well, go out and vote. You know, that's the most important thing. So go out and vote. Hi, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Hi, good evening. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Eugenia. I'm calling from Medina.
Hi, Eugenia, calling from Medina. You know there's a rally in Medina tomorrow, right?
Yes.
Chale, like when I think of the traffic, I have died already. So
I'm telling you.
yeah, anyway, once you know, I'm sure you will, you know, plan your day accordingly. But talk to me. What does it mean for you to have a president who cares, and what are you looking forward to in the next election?
Okay. So given that we are in 16 days of activism against domestic violence, I think my first thing is to look at systems being put in place to protect women from violence. And one of them is the passage of the anti-witchcraft bill, which is still not being assented to by the president, because him not assenting to it means he's endorsing violence against women, especially our mothers and grandparents. And secondly, I think I would want to look at our social protection laws and frameworks that we have. For instance, currently in Ghana, we only have a few shelters for survivors of violence, which is not too good. So it is one of the things that's making more women silent and not talking about what is happening to them as well. Again, I think one of your callers mentioned women being a lot in the informal sector. But yet our policies, especially taxes, don't favor them.
Yeah.
Just collecting from them. But then what really is the incentive for them to really pay their taxes? So I would want to see our tax policies also being sort of gender friendly. A tax system that puts money into people's pockets to help them become economically empowered, as you earlier said, to give them some money to really live good lives and not just be managing as Ghanaians are good at management. So these are the things that I would want to see in the next
government.
Yes. And the affirmative action bill, I would want to see a government that really walks the talk and not just plays lip service to it. So we would want to see the appointments that are made, how many are women and how many are men, whether women are really going to put on the table to also have a voice and a say in the management of the country.
Yeah.
So that's what I want.
Totally get that. Thank you so much, Eugenia. Before you go, do you have a peace message for us?
Well, in my line of work, I have traveled, but then I've also realized that I love Ghana, and there is nowhere I would want to live than Ghana. So I'm urging all to keep it as it is, so that we enjoy our country.
Exactly. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for calling. Stay safe out there.
Thank you.
Want our parties and candidates to be peaceful and responsible before, during, and after elections. We only have one Ghana. I will urge the security guys to be impartial and professional in their duties to preserve law and order. You can call me or send me a message 055 111 Lines are open, and tonight's show is all about you. Especially our women out there, we really want to know what you're expecting from the next government. What kind of governance are you looking forward to? What kind of policies? And it's really actually sad to hear that the witchcraft bill has not been assented to. I'm sure you've heard so many stories. You know how it is when they catch somebody in the village and then they say they are a witch, and then they, go and put them in either a witch camp or they lock them out of the community, and the next thing you know, they're not eating, they are being beaten, they are doing, all of that. Yeah. We want to stop that. So the next government has a lot of work to do for women, and maybe it's also time that we're actually a lot more vocal about the things that we're expecting from the government. I remember when I used to be on the Super Morning Show, and we would be looking for women to come in and talk, and so many times women shy away from getting involved in the political conversations, the policy conversations, the tough conversations, because yes, it can be intimidating when you're sitting in a room full of men and you're having to argue, and when you raise your voice a little bit, they accuse you of being emotional. But that doesn't mean that we can't speak up for our rights and speak up for the country which belongs to us, especially since we make up the majority of the population of Ghana. It only follows that what we want should be considered as well as women. Alright, so Evans is joining me. Oh, I've lost Evans. We're going to call him back. I definitely want to hear what his thoughts are, especially because he's also at the forefront of the election. Whatever you do, though, do go out there and vote. If you don't vote, in a way you voted, right? So make a choice. I know sometimes we feel like it doesn't matter. Like sometimes we feel legitimately like our vote doesn't matter, or our voices don't matter, and people in government are going to do what they want to do. Now that may be true to a large extent.
Like Rasta, we just want the peace.
But this is really like the one time every 4 years that you actually have power to influence change.
For your ears a piece.
So your vote is very, very important. So Saturday morning, wake up nice and early. The polling stations open at 7 o'clock.
In peace.
They close at 5. Don't say you are eating wache and things. They are coming to take a nap. They are coming to watch La Bamba de Samba or something. And then by the time you go, the line will be long. Then you see the long line. Then you'll be tired. Then you say you won't vote. And then don't do that. Set your alarm in the morning, 6 o'clock. Get up, brush your teeth, bath or don't bath, whatever. Go to the polling station. The earlier you get there, the earlier you vote, the earlier you go home. So please do this for our country, do this for our children, do this for the future of the country that we love. If you don't love the country, at least you love the Wache, so you do this for the Wache. Just on a lighter note. Ghana's forthcoming presidential and parliamentary elections on Saturday, 7th of December. We're privileged to listen to some peace messages and from some of our spiritual leaders throughout this week. So first one of those, Reverend Dr. Chrissy Dota, General Overseer, Solid Rock Chapel International, is going to share her peace message with us.
The General Overseer of Solid Rock Chapel International. I bring you the message of peace. In Romans 12, verse 18, the Bible says, if it is possible, as far as it depends on you, live in peace or be at peace with everyone, with all men. Peace is such an essential commodity that if peace was on sale, as important as this commodity is, people will not even bargain for it. Peace in the New Testament, as I've just read in Romans 12:18, is a fabric. It's a commodity that is so important in every facet of our lives. According to the Bible, peace is a fruit of the Spirit and a product of God's reconciliation with sinners. We don't need peace only during election times. We need peace in our everyday life. As we are going to the elections on the 7th of December, let us as Ghanaians be intentional. We need peace as people who love Ghana and will not want anything bad to happen to Ghana. It's not about party A or party Z. This elections is about Ghana. Let's seek peace with all men. Let's seek peace with everyone. That is what the Bible enjoins us in Romans 12:18. Let us live in peace. After the elections, Ghana will still be Ghana. Think about it. Shalom.
That was Reverend Christy Jotete's peace message for us, coming and leading up to the election. So I have Nana joining me on the phone lines. Hi, Nana.
Good evening.
Hi, good evening. How are you?
I'm alive.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good to hear. So what are your expectations, not from the elections, but from the next government?
From the next government. First of all, ensure that the laws of this country work. A lot of our problem is because enforcement of our laws is not, you don't see, like it doesn't exist. It's there. We have so many fancy laws. So whatever the next government, I really wish that you put your foot down for these laws to work, 100% effect, no exceptions to anybody. It solves a lot of our problems. Secondly, I wish that common sense and wisdom will show in the next government, because if common sense and wisdom is functioning, some decisions you won't make, some moves you won't take. It looks like it doesn't exist currently in what you find. So I wish common sense and wisdom is also comes to play in the next government. Yes.
Right. Well, thank you so much for that. And what is your peace message?
It's my first time of vote. I'm not a first time voter.
Really?
I've not voted before.
Okay.
Because I've never. You see, we recycling like disease for disease. You have a disease and you recycle it for another disease. How can you cure a disease with another disease? You see, and it has never made me interested in
Wow. Well, I'm glad that it's changing this year. Yeah.
This year I'm voting. It's just that it's not for any of the diseases. Okay. Oh yeah. For real.
Okay.
I mean, if people of this country will be very honest and will do this for us, okay, we'll be going somewhere. Right now, they feel invincible, they feel untouchable because we make them feel that way. They know that regardless of how bad they are, we still put them there. You understand? Anyway, my peace message. I really pray the people of this country, please be loyal to Ghana first. Okay? Be loyal to Ghana first before any political party, before any affiliation. Because people are loyal to affiliation. That's how come they watch on for things to go south, for things to go bad. Just so they could capitalize on it to their benefit. To say, oh, the other person didn't do right. Oh, the other person is like this. These people, this is the threat that face Ghana that we don't seem to realize. People are loyal to political parties and they will watch on for the country to turn just so they could capitalize on it to their advantage.
Yeah.
So please be loyal to Ghana. First, before these political parties, there was Ghana, and there will always be Ghana with or without these political parties.
Absolutely.
So be loyal to Ghana and prioritize, put Ghana first.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Nana. All right, then. Song is Fear Is Not My Future, and we're gonna be declaring that the whole week, that fear is not our future. Hello peace, hello joy. Ni in Dakuman says, hello Nimo, I'm looking forward to having leaders out of this election who would champion a total review of our constitution. Happily, the temperature for the upcoming election is chilled. I love that. And we love it.
You are the heartbreak's not my home. You are.
All right, our last caller for the night. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, how are you? What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm Evans. I'm calling from North Carolina.
Hi, Evans. So what's up? What are you looking forward to?
Well, I'm looking for electing a president that would think about Ghana and probably help us to become a better country. But I get a little bit worried when at any election there's this fear that the worst will happen, whether we'll degenerate into a conflict and things of that sort. I felt that we've been voting for a long time, and it appears as though when we get it closer, then the peace industry gets very busy. And I don't know whether we are such a violent people and we don't so much understand elections, and we can easily degenerate into what we are all afraid of.
Yeah.
I as much as I understand that, I think it's been 32 years. We should have matured to this point where just going to vote becomes a very big issue all over the place. Churches, mosques, on radio, we are admonishing people to go and vote peacefully.
Yeah.
But
I get that. I get
probably
that.
we've not matured enough. I don't know. But
Or maybe we have, but we are just being cautious.
Well, that's fine.
There's that too.
But,
So.
For me, all is going to vote, go home, results are counted, a winner is declared, we all move on. I mean, that's all it takes. But, well, there are some people who think it's a do and die thing.
Exactly.
But for me, I think that the problem actually is with our constitution. This winner takes all thing, if we don't deal with it, then we shall continue every 4 years being a panic and hoping by 8th, 9th elections will be declared and we can be okay.
Yeah.
Because if I will get 47% of a country's vote, of those who voted for me, and I have no say in governance at all, I don't think it's the best.
Yeah.
That's what I think we should. So you get 50 plus 1, you are president and you control everything.
Everything.
I got 46 point something and I have no say in governance at all.
Yeah.
I think there's a problem with
I
that.
get it. It makes a lot of sense. I get it. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you, Evans. Thank you. Stay safe out there, Evans. And Evans was our last caller. We're pretty much done, but thank you so much for staying tuned in. Before I go, I will say, do go out and vote. And like all of our, our callers and our conversations, have kind of come up to, let's think of Ghana first. And like, not everybody is your political party. Not everybody supports the person that you support, And so if the person that you're hoping to win doesn't win, it's not a do or die affair. We have our country, we have our families, we have our children, we have a really beautiful place, that we live in, that we're hoping will be a safe space, for all of us. So let's keep that, top of mind. And also to our presidential candidates, we're pleading with you when the results come out, as they are and as they have come out, let's agree, let's accept. And if we have any issues, let's go, the legal routes as we have before to ensure the peace of Ghana. So do vote wisely. Most importantly, stay safe out there. My name is Animwaa Anim-Addo, and I'm ending tonight's show with a song, My Ghana, Your Ghana, by Jackie Ankara featuring Kwesi Oteng, Ife Grace, and Perez Music. That's us for tonight. Good night. Stay safe.